The 10mm. You know I get excited when I talk about a new 10mm. I've been a 10mm buff for over a decade now on the channel, and we're going to look at a Springfield XDm 10mm in this video, and I want to make it different than everybody else's video on this gun because I'm so excited about 10mm. I've got a lot of 1911 10mm. I've got the Glock 20, and I wanted another non-1911 10mm. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you some really cool stuff about this gun. And this package is a nice package, by the way. I'm going to do a special video on this package in the future. But you can carry a spare gun here, and you got all these spare mags. I always say when you get a new gun, you got a couple of responsibilities. You got to get the gun, and you need 10 spare mags. So this XDm 10mm, 4.5 inches. It also comes in 5 1/4. It comes with 2 mags. And we're going to talk about this puppy, and it's a tank. And this is perfect for self-defense. This is perfect for hunting. It takes a man to handle it, I'll say that up front. But with the way things are going in the world these days, I think the more power to you. The more power in your gun, the more power to you. You need to be able to get a good grip and hold on to it. And what's wrong with having more power, right? Let me start out the video with going back a year or two when I was at SHOT Show and just show you this 10 seconds when I was at SHOT of this gun when it was first introduced. Check this out right now. We're about to take a look at the XDm 10mm for the first time. Check this display out. 10,000 rounds of spent brass. The actual gun right here that shot these 10,000 rounds in a row without failure. Every 2,000 rounds they put a couple drops of oil on it, and that's about it. And here's the proof that you have the reliability with the Springfield. Let's look at the gun now. This XDm 4.5 inch barrel is a cannon, and it can take a beating. First, let's talk about, in general, all the 10mm that are available. And I'm a collector, as all of you know, for many years if you've been following my channel, and I specifically like the 10mm. I've got all of the 1911s pretty much that are available in 10mm. So I like the Colt Delta Elite is one of my favorites, and yeah, I've got the Big Rock, the double stack 10mm, and it goes on and on and on with 1911s, the Iver Johnsons and all the 1911s. But when it comes to striker fired, you know, we're kind of limited. I know that EAA makes one, the Tang, I want to pronounce it right, Tangfolio, I believe. I have to be proven on that before I buy one. But I wanted another striker fired 10mm besides the Glock 20 that I have. And I figured, well, I don't need a 6-inch Glock 40. I've already got the 20. I need an XDM because I've got the 45s XDMs, basically the same gun, different barrel, much better spring in this 10mm. This 10mm's got a tank of a spring. We'll get to that. So I said, all right, it's time to get the XDM 10mm. So I have another striker fired, and I want to get that SIG P220 10mm, but they're 8+1 rounds, so that's kind of a downer. This is 15+1 stainless steel mags. Okay, and it comes with 2. And I showed you, when I get into a project, which is an expensive investment, and it is an investment because, like I've always said, and I use the double tap ammunition. I've always said ammunition is like a commodity. It's going to go up in value. And I did videos on, buy it now, buy it now. I even did a video a year ago saying it's a national emergency. Load up now. Get us thousands of rounds now. But we can't rewrite history. That was yesterday. We can't rewrite the past. We're dealing with what's now as far as ammunition is concerned. So I do have a lot of ammunition stockpiled. Hopefully you do too. And but I wanted a 10 millimeter that's striker fired, that holds a lot of rounds. I get the Glock 20, like I said, and no more 1911 10 millimeters for me. And I don't have the XDm 10 millimeters, so I finally got it. And I only shot it once with the cost of ammo these days. I shot a box of this double tap ammunition. Zoom in here, Tammy, on these specs. Now look at this. This is a perfect self-defense round, because what we're looking for is speed with a bullet, right? And quality with the hollow point. And we're looking at 1,350 feet per second. 1,350 at 180 grains. That's buzzing. So this is one tank. People use this to hunt deer, and there's some articles in Guns and Ammo of people, professional hunters, who've taken down massive game, large game in Africa with the 10 millimeter. So this is the most powerful semi-automatic. I know we got the 50 AE and the specialty ones, the boutique guns, but in production, generally speaking, this is the most powerful pistol you can get, a 10 millimeter round. Of course, you have to use quality ammunition, so that's why I go with the double tap, to make sure I know that I'm getting the full force of the 10 millimeter. And to find double tap today, you have to find it online. And in the future, hopefully that'll change. I don't think so. I think ammo is going to be a shortage for a long time. That's a future video. But some of these auctions, you can find it. Okay. Now, with that said, you've seen a lot of videos on the XDm. You already know a lot about it. I'm going to tell you it comes in two size barrels, 4 1/4 or 4.5 or 5 1/4. So this is 4.5 because I want to carry this in one of my shoulder holsters. Okay, I'm going to show you my shoulder holsters, which I'm so proud of. So I want to carry this. I could get the bigger one, the 5 1/4. If you're a hunter, you'd probably want the 5 1/4. But I want to carry this for self-defense. I mean, the quality of my holsters. If you were proud of something, you talk about it too. And please thumb up my videos, by the way. That means a lot to me. And this tilts. So if this is on your left hip and you're grabbing it with your right hand, you see it tilts towards your belly button and then snaps back up. It's a really cool design. And then the mags are on under your right elbow, pointing towards your belly button. Special design. A separate video, but I'll put my link below to my custom shoulder holsters with the highest quality leather in the nation. No one pays the money that I do, and the leather has gotten so expensive, and you're really getting a good bargain for something that'll last you a lifetime with one of my shoulder holsters. So that link is below. Weapons Education Holsters, weaponseducationholsters.com. Now more on this gun. We know there's a lot of videos out there on the XDm. The 10 millimeter, I spoke about the massive power. I've actually seen a silly video where some people say it's not good for self-defense. I'm going to reiterate, in these changing times we're in, you want more power. The more power to you. I'm going to put my 44 Magnum in my pocket with a front pocket holster that I've done a video on in the past. And I like the 10 millimeter because I want the most power possible. 1.2 inches in width. I'm just going to talk highlights. That's thin. A 1911 is the same thing. It's 1.25. It's as thin as a 1911, and it's a double stack, and it's 15 plus the 16 rounds at the same width of a 1911. No one tells you that. They don't talk about the width. They say, yeah, it feels good in my hand. But do you realize it's as thin as a 1911? Phenomenal. You can change the back strap. You got 3 different back straps. I'm a big guy, so I got the one that protrudes out the most. And you've also got, as we know, if you rack the slide, the safety check gun, you've got the striker indicator here. So now that there's no ammo in the gun, here's a good point. Okay, see it's sticking out right there? So that means I racked the slide. But on top, see it's flush, it's flat there? There's no round in the chamber, because this has a chamber loaded indicator. And I'm not going to load it because I have live rounds here. But if it were loaded, this would come up and protrude about 1/8 of an inch, not that much, but a little bit. And you can just look at it and you know there's a round in the chamber. And that helps because dead of night, you grab your gun, you're in shock, someone's breaking in your house, you can just go like that and you know if your chamber's loaded or not. You can look at this, you'll know your slide was racked, but you don't know if there's a round in the chamber. So keep that in mind. You got to have an actual cartridge in there for this to come up, which is cool. It's a very good feature. You got ambi mag drops right there. These mag release, both sides, and the mag just pops right out. You got a match grade barrel. Now, as you see in that video where they shot 10,000 rounds, when you're buying any firearm, for this matter here, the barrel is among the most important things you want to look at the quality of. AR-15, is that barrel going to melt after 600-700 rounds? Is it going to get off camber, so to speak? Is it going to get so heated up that you're going to have to buy a new barrel every 600-700 rounds? Especially if you do it all in one day and it gets really heated up. The quality of the barrel is one of the most important portions of the gun. Besides the trigger and the chamber and the overall quality of the gun. But the barrel's one of the more expensive parts. So this does have a match grade barrel. The other important thing is the overall feel in your hand. It just fits, it fits like a glove. And the stippling on the front, what I call a stippling, and it's not going to slip when your hands get sweaty. And it's very aggressive in front and back. And to disassemble it is ridiculously easy. You simply just rack your slide and you pull this up. And then you take your slide right off. And now here's the inside. And I'm not going to take the spring out because you know how it works. You get the spring in the barrel. But this spring, this is one tank of a spring. Because I have this gun in 45 in both sizes, the 3.8 and the larger one, which is 4.5, I believe. But I got those two 45s, or is it 5 1/4? 5 1/4, I think the bigger one is. But I've got the two XDm 45s, and the spring is nothing like this 10mm. This 10mm, I mean, it's built to handle a 10mm. All quality here. So, and then you can just slide it right back on. Very simple. And you have your gun back. Now, this is for the person who is well trained, a 10mm. You have to think about things like over-penetration, because if you shoot someone in the forearm, this gun is going to shoot around going so fast at 1,300 feet per second, it's going to go on and go through other things. So you want to kind of be well trained. Now, on the back here, the rear safety and the back strap here, I like it on this gun because no matter what, you have to get a good grip on it because it's a 10 millimeter. And get used to holding a gun like this. I'm talking as things come to my mind. Hold your finger like that. A lot of new gun owners. Hello, new gun owners. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe. We're all in this together. Hold your gun like this. Walk in an empty house. Walk around for 2 hours a night with your finger just like that all the time. Put it down. Do your things around the house. Grab it and hold it like that. Get used to always holding it like that. And when you want to fire this gun, you're not going to want to, they call it limp wristing. You're not going to want to go, and then boom. It's not going to fire because this is not engaged. In this situation, I like this safety here on the rear grip because no matter what, you want to have a good tight grip. And I like 60-40. If you're right-handed, 60% to 40%. And I like that both my thumbs pointed forward. And then I got a fiber optic front red sight. And I automatically, I can just get that lined up and perfect trigger, and it's got a perfect reset, and you got a perfect package. So with that said, you match that up with some good double tap ammunition. You match it up with a good shoulder holster from weaponseducationholsters.com. And you know, I get excited with the 10 millimeter. I had to do a video on it, and I got a few new pistols recently, and I'll come back at you with a new video here soon on the other pistol I got. But what do you think? Please thumb up the video. Please let your friends know about the channel. And click that bell there so you get notifications of my future videos. And my friends, we got a lot going on right now. A lot going on fast. Get this stuff while you can. More power to you, that's what I say. This is the perfect 10 millimeter, the perfect 10. I'll leave it at that. Thumb up to you. My name is Tom. I care about all you guys. I've been with you now over a decade, and you've been with me more importantly. And I really thank all of you, and God bless all of you, and God bless America. And I have a lot of patriotism towards this country, and I love this country, and I love the patriots who fought for this country in the past, the veterans now, and the existing people in the military. I really thank you all for giving us the freedoms that we have. 10 millimeter, baby. You want one. All right. All right, you know I get excited when it's 10 millimeter time. Bye-bye. Thank you.